We're doing another pass. Are we doing anthems first? Yeah. The double pass for 4 and 4.
I think they're going.
There we go.
All right. They are out of the plane and floating down to the field. I think there's 8 of them. If you guys make a little bit of noise, they might be able to find the ballpark. What do you guys say?
The guy that can't play already. The Osprey is not happy.
Our local Osprey getting in on the action.
That'll be fine, don't worry about it. We'll knock it out one time.
Well, it's good to the anthem.
It'll be fine. It's not that.
hit the fence.
Three. Did you get that?
Welcome to our Victoria HarbourCats Game Week on Shaw TV. Steve Duffy calling the play along with Jonathan Hodson. And before we get underway, we'll have Jonathan go down the Cowlitz Black Bears lineup as he gets set to take on the Victoria HarbourCats.
Thanks, Steve. Today is the third of a three-game series between the HarbourCats and the Cowlitz Black Bears. 12-11 and 6-5 win for the HarbourCats in the first two games. They look for their first season sweep today. The lineup written out by Grady Twait for the Cowlitz Black Bears. They come in 9-14, have lost their last 5 games. Leading off the DH, Devlin Granberg. Batting second, the shortstop Niles Nygaard. Batting third, the center fielder Kona Twiggle. Batting fourth, the left fielder Evan William. Fifth is third baseman Nick Roberts. Batting sixth, the first baseman Jace McKinney. Batting 7, the catcher, Marco Valenzuela. Batting 8, the second baseman, Dean Stankiewicz. And batting 9, the right fielder, Ryan Kim. Left-hand starter for Cowlitz, who you will see in the bottom half of the first, is Nico Telashe.
And of course, this is the third game of this 3-game series between the HarbourCats and Black Bears. This is Canada Day, baseball fans. Last night, in the middle game of this series, was the big fireworks night, which the HarbourCats came back and won it in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nulling the need for a bottom of the 9th, they won it by a count of 6-5. And of course, the opening game of this series, scoring 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to steal away a big 12-11 victory to open this series. So the HarbourCats are still 5th in the North Division at 14-13, 2.5 games behind leading Kelowna, and Walla Walla, Bellingham, and Wenatchee are all 1 game behind Kelowna. In the South Division, Cowlitz sits 4th, 5 games out of lead, which is currently held by the Corvallis Knights, the defending West Coast League baseball champions. So this should be an interesting day. It was a packed house last night, of course, for fireworks night, 3,400 plus on hand. Not as big a crowd today, of course. There's so many Canada Day activities going on. Of course, the big draw is the Inner Harbor. There's the big Canada Day party going on at Fort Rod Hill, the Gorge Waterway Canada Day picnic, just to name a very few. So a good crowd, better than the opening night crowd for this series here, but not quite the crowd we saw last night.
The HarbourCats are just now taking the field from their first base dugout. They're wearing their alternate reds for Canada Day. Red and white tops, white pants, blue hats. They're led by their starting right-hander, Adam McKillican. Right-hander out of UBC is dealing to his catcher, Shane McGuire. The infield, third to first, Cole Weiss, Harry Shipley, Nick Maroney, and Harrison Bragg. And the outfield, left to right, Riley Zajac, Hunter Vansaw, and Jake Gorella. The number is for Adam McKillican. Coming in, he has been a very pleasant surprise, has been one of the team's top 2 starters all year. 6 games, 3 starts, 26 2/3 innings. He is 3-0 with a save and a 1.68 ERA. 23 hits allowed against 4 walks and 13 strikeouts.
Cowlitz getting ready to send their first man to the plate to face Adam McKillican. Of course, the Black Bears leadoff batter throughout the series has been Devlin Granberg, the designated hitter, and he's had a pretty decent series at the plate so far. He'll be followed by the shortstop Niles Nygaard, and then the center fielder Kona Quiggle, who I say should be the name of a Hogwarts professor, but that's just me.
That's an outstanding baseball name right there. Devlin Granberg, as you alluded to, is having a heck of a series already. 2 for 4 with a walk last night, and in the opener collected 3 hits and 4 RBIs, including a home run.
So this game, it's a matinee game. It's Canada Day, and the third game of a 3-game series. The HarbourCats, as Jonathan mentioned, looking for their first series sweep of the season, and they hope after today to be 15-13. The Cowlitz Black Bears coming in at 9-14. They are 4th in the South. Victoria 5th in the North. And here's the first offering by McKillican to Devlin Granberg. These guys are getting to know each other after this short series. Opens with an 85-mile-an-hour low fastball, and this one is underway. A little late. We had some skydivers coming in to open the game. 8 of them from the Victoria Skydiving Club, all of them finding the mark just behind second base. What a treat for the fans here at Royal Athletic to have those 8 skydivers, a lot of them bearing the Canadian flag, floating right in on the field. Big strike, swing and a miss for Granberg off McKillican, so the count's 1-1, top of the first.
Granberg coming off of his junior year at Dallas Baptist University, Colorado product.
Inside for ball 2.
In the inning, it's 1-2-3, Granberg, Nygaard, and Quiggle. Last night, Cowlitz had 7 leadoff men reach base. That's something that McKillican will try to reverse today.
Nibbling at the corners of the strike zone, but a little far for that one. And that count now 3 balls, 1 strike. as we are just underway on the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week from Royal Athletic Park on a beautiful, sunny and breezy Canada Day. And McKillican loses Granberg on the walk, so the leadoff batter has been issued a walk to first. Shortstop Niles Nygaard now coming to the plate, and Nygaard himself has shown himself to be handy with the bat in this series.
Nygaard last night picked up a base hit, and in the opener picked up an RBI. Has 2 hits in the series.
McKillican high and outside for ball 1.
Has been batting in the 2 spot the entire weekend here in Victoria. Wind blowing pretty substantially out to left right now. That could benefit the power bats.
McKillican just nibbled the outside of the strike zone with that one for called strike 1.
Leadoff walk by McKillican, a bit of a rarity. He comes in with just 4 walks allowed in his 26 2/3 innings.
Move to first, not in time, runner safe, but keep him honest. It's always a little tougher for a right-handed pitcher to make the move to first. He has to throw across his body, whereas lefties can just make the move straight off a pitching stance. Foul to right for strike 2. Another windshield insurance claim, no doubt.
Granberg has not attempted to steal yet this year, but still keeping an eye on him. The hitter Niles Nygaard comes in hitting .321 with a home run and 7 RBIs.
These teams turned a few double plays last night, so that's what the HarbourCats are looking for in this situation, hoping to turn a double play while they, of course, the Black Bears hoping to avoid that scenario with none out on top of the first for the man on first. High pop-up foul, that's keeps the count at 2-2.
It was a bit of a funny night defensively last night for the HarbourCats. They did commit 4 errors, but they did turn 2 key double plays, and Sam Cachola with back-to-back diving plays in right field. So you saw the good and the bad last night.
The pop-up, Nygaard pops it up. It looks like it's going to second base, or just between second and first, and the second baseman, who is Nick Maroney, takes the out.
Nick Maroney, the freshman out of UC Santa Barbara, teaming up the middle with Harry Shipley today. Harry Shipley taking over once again as the everyday shortstop.
Up to the plate now is the left-handed Kona Quiggle, the center fielder for Cowlitz. Fouls it off to left field for strike 1.
Quiggle out of Grand Canyon University comes in hitting .274 with a home run and 13 RBIs.
And probably the best name on the field today.
I wouldn't argue with you there.
I've seen a few, believe me. Quiggle's had a very good series as well. He has been very strong at the plate, especially for the Black Bears. I think the game 1 of this series on Thursday, 2 games ago, he was 4 for 5 or 5 for 5? Pretty close. He was a big gun at the plate, that's for sure.
Last night, Kona Quiggle had a hit and 2 walks, and back in game number 1, he had a home run, a single, and drew another walk. So 3 hits and 3 walks in this series.
So he's definitely a threat. Straight there on an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. We saw some 91-mile-an-hour stuff last night from the Cowlitz pitching staff, and they were pitching pretty high heat. So it's amazing that, you know, and these things are getting over 90 miles an hour, that you still have the wherewithal to be able to hit a ball going that fast. That's what makes you a baseball player. At the plate now, Evan Williams, the left fielder. And he takes an inside called strike. Had a notion to run. Oh, he let off first the runner, but he managed to get back in time and beat the throw. Of course, that was the leadoff, Devlin Granberg, who drew the walk.
The ball was in the dirt, and Shane McGuire kept it in front and came up throwing as the runner, Granberg, was kind of caught in the middle whether to take off or not.
Williams fouls it off.
Killigan, one good pitch away from getting through a scoreless top of the first.
1-2 the count. He called it the outside corner for a called strike 3, and that ends the bottom half of the top of the first inning, or ends the top half of the first inning with the score 0. The HarbourCats due up. We'll be back with the bottom half of the inning right after this.
Center field. Dayton Koval going back. This is over his head, and it's over the wall. Kevin Collard will touch them all. The HarbourCats who tied the game 1-1. Bonneau with a fly ball to right field. And this is going to go back and out of here. There's a drive to left field by Alcantara.
We're about to start the bottom half of the first inning. Welcome back to the Shaw HarbourCats Game of the Week. Steve Duffy with Jonathan Hodgson, and Jonathan has the HarbourCats lineup for tonight.
Harry Shipley steps in leading off, playing shortstop. Batting second is Jake Gorella in right field. Batting third, the center fielder Hunter Van Saw. Batting fourth, the first baseman Harrison Bragg. Batting five, the DH Kevin Collard.
First pitch, Shipley makes contact, hits it to second, and the outs made at first.
Bottom half of the order, 6 through 9. Cole Weiss at third base. Riley Zajac in left field. Batting eighth is the catcher Shane McGuire, and batting 9, Nick Maroney, the second baseman.
At the plate now, Jake Gorella, the right fielder, hitting .217 out of St. Louis University. And Jake Gorella at the plate. One pitch issued so far by Nico Telechet, the left-hander for Cowlitz. Toss is a called strike. Early in this game, just starting the bottom of the first inning, 1 away. And Gorella hits a nice one, but straight to the right fielder, as the right fielder for the Cowlitz Black Bears, Ryan Kim, makes the catch for the second out. 2
quick outs for Nico Telechet, making his third start of the summer for Cowlitz. The left-hander has worked 7 innings, allowing 9 hits, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. He has no record and a 12.85 ERA in limited action so far.
Center fielder Hunter Van Saw up for the HarbourCats, batting .318 out of Mississippi State. Just starting his at-bat with 2 out in the bottom of the first. Big swing by Van Saw for strike 1.
Van Saw comes in hitting .318 with a home run and 5 RBIs.
Big swing and the ball goes foul. It's ruled foul. Just.
Telashe, 6 foot 170, coming off of his freshman year at the University of Oregon.
Oh, and 2 the count on Vansaw. 2 out, top bottom of the first. High for ball 1. That was 87 miles an hour up ahead high. And some of the crowd thought, watch it. Sometimes they do get away from pitchers. And that one was just a bit high. He was trying for the top half of the strike zone, of course. Hoping that Vansaw would swing under it. Low and outside for ball 2.
Vansaw back inserted into the lineup today after not starting last night.
Jam Vansaw a bit, hits it to third, the out made at first, and that's the end of the first inning. We're going to now go to a highlight package of events that occurred in last night's middle game of the series between the Victoria HarbourCats and the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Swing on hit well by Braggs into the gap and left. That ball is over and out in a hurry. Harrison Bragg all over the first pitch. Drives his second home run of the summer. And just like that, the HarbourCats lead 3-0. A little bit shorter. 3-2 once again. Line drive into left field. This is trouble. Will get down and over from center is Shaps. One will score. Thrown in. The trail runner sent. He will score without a play.
Pretty pumped up after that win.
2-1 pitch. Ground ball through the hole into left field for a base hit. Scoring is Ryan Kim on the RBI single for Devlin Granberg. And Cowlitz has come back to tie the ball game at 4, and Brian McCrae will come get the ball from Isaac Mullins with that in mind. As Nick Roberts swings at the first pitch and has a single into center. That will score Kona Quiggle, and Cowlitz has taken the lead at 5-4.
In his third game of this 3-game series between these two teams.
A good first inning for Adam McKillican. Delivered a leadoff walk, but then retired the next 3 with 2 strikeouts.
Now at the plate for the Black Bears is the third baseman, Nick Roberts. Nice short hop at the first, caught nicely by Harrison Bragg, and promptly puts Nick Roberts out. That brings up Jace McKinney, the first baseman, but a nice grab on a short hop by Harrison Bragg at first.
It's a nice luxury to have that big athletic target of Harrison Bragg over at first base, 6'4", 230 out of Mississippi State.
Big swing by Jace McKinney for strike 1. Harrison Bragg has acquitted himself well both in the field and at the plate. Outside for ball 1. It's the count 1-1 now on Jace McKinney, the first baseman for Cowlitz. A little low for ball 2 as Adam McKillican, the righty for the HarbourCats, trying to find his range.
Jace McKinney last night batted 9th in the order. Went 1 for 4 but did collect 3 RBIs.
Big swing and a miss from McKinney there for strike 2. The 2-2 the count, 1 out, bottom or top of the second. I'll get my tops and bottoms sorted out before this one's over, I'm sure. And McKinney strokes a nice one to center field for a long base hit. And McKinney is on with a single. Solid contact with that pitch, which was looked like it was right in his wheelhouse, but he, fortunately for the HarbourCats, didn't get all of it, and just managed to get it out of the infield.
First base hit of the day for Cowlitz. First base hit for either side comes in the top of the second.
There's a pop-up to, looks like Harrison Bragg. He's making the call for it, and he's got it for the second out. He barely had a chance to say Jason McKinney's name, and he goes down with a pop-up. Actually, that was, I think, Mario Valenzuela.
Valenzuela catching today, making his first appearance of the series.
Dave Stankiewicz, the second baseman, now at the plate for Cowlitz, and he's the so-called Kennedy batter, as you can hear on the score clock. A good trivia question for that movie. What was the home team that Ferris Bueller was attending that day? Little sports history movie trivia there.
Dane Stankiewicz playing second base today. Roberts was there last night. Stankiewicz first appearance of the series. Grady Tweet makes a couple of changes as they try to salvage one game of this series.
Check swing, foul ball, strike, 2 out in the top of the second inning. It's scoreless. These two teams have been no strangers to piling on the hits in the first 2 games of this series. I think there were like 35 hits in the first game of the series, and there were about even Baker's dozen last night.
Game 1, teams combined for 23 runs on 36 hits. And last night in the 6-5 win for the HarbourCats, the hits were 9-6 for Cowlitz.
A lot of contact. That was a ball that brings the count to 2-1. 2 out, top of the second inning.
Dane Stankiewicz off to a bit of a slow start, hitting 159 with 5 RBIs. High walk and strikeout totals, 15 walks to 20 strikeouts with 69 at-bats.
Ground ball to second, force out. Tires aside, and that's the end of the top of the second inning. With the score still scoreless, we'll return now for part 2 of highlights from the middle game of the series that occurred on Fireworks Day. We'll be back right after this.
2-2 is hit well to right center field. Cachola on his horse. He dives and makes the play. How about that? Sam Cachola. Hang a star on that play. It's Kelowna and Bellingham battling it out right now. Ground ball, second base, one hop turned over to the bag. On to first, double play. Cowlitz 2, Maroney, Shipley, Bragg, and the HarbourCats are out of it. Set for 1-0. Fly ball left field down the line, giving chase left fielder Ingram. That'll get down, a fair ball. Brian McRae giving the wave around third. The throw will be late. Ethan Lopez scores on the RBI double off the bat of Andrew Shaps. Bragg crashes. The bunt is back to the mound. Kuhn goes to third to get the lead runner. On to first, a double play. The deuces pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Guntrip applies the tag. Save number 5 for Travis Kuhn. And the HarbourCats put the finishing touches on a 6-5 win.
Victoria HarbourCats, Game of the Week on Shaw TV. Steve Duffy with Jonathan Hodson. And leading off the bottom of the second inning for the HarbourCats, first baseman Harrison Bragg.
Bragg already made an appearance with a nice grab on a 3 unassisted putout in the top of the inning, and wouldn't you know it, he leads off the bottom half.
Batting .421 out of Mississippi State. He's got some pretty hefty numbers, and he'd like to see that trend continue today. Checked his swing for a high ball 1.
Bragg already with 2 home runs in limited at-bats. A junior out of Mississippi State.
Telashay pitching inside with that one, 84 miles an hour for ball 2. 2-0 the count. We're in the bottom of the second, scoreless. Cowlitz Black Bears and the Victoria HarbourCats. Black Bears registering 1 hit so far, and that's it on the score clock. Big swing by Bragg for strike on that one. Was dismayed last night. Partway through the game, the score board for the HarbourCats went 4 runs, 4 hits, 4 errors. 4 was right across, and you don't like to see 4 errors in a game, but they still managed to pull out a 6-5 win at the top of the 9th inning. They say good teams find ways to win, and that should be. I think that's the case with the HarbourCats. They probably don't perform well solidly through the night, but they seem to come up when it matters.
And that's exactly what you're seeing in this 4-game win streak. They're not playing perfect baseball yet, but whereas they're finding ways to lose games early, now they're finding ways to win games. That is a definite sign of progress.
Teleshay with the offering, a little outside for curve. Fills the count to 3-2. It was interesting on that first game of this series where they scored 6 runs in the bottom of the ninth. I would say steal a win because they were offensively outplayed much of the night, but bore down in the bottom of the ninth with those 6 runs to get the 12-11 win. Fouled off by Bragg, keeps the count full at 3-2.
And those can be season changers, those types of wins, pulling out 6 in the 9th to keep a winning streak going. Those are the types of feelings and the type of nights that the team will remember and carry with them.
And who picked up the win that night? Claire Eccles. Good for her 2nd win of the season. Bragg makes contact, but fouls it just to the foul side of third base. Keeps the count full at 3-2 with no outs in the bottom of the 2nd.
The HarbourCats went 1-2-3 in the first inning fairly quickly, so this is a good at-bat here by Harrison Bragg, leading off the 2nd with a long at-bat, making Cowlitz lefty work.
Big swing and a miss, though. Bragg goes down swinging for 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
That is the first strikeout for lefty Nico Teleshay.
That brings to the plate the designated hitter Kevin Collard, 294 out of the University of San Diego, and Collard, I think, finding, utility duties throughout the last few games. Designated hitter, often in the outfield.
The HarbourCats have such great depth in the outfield that it's almost not fair to some of these guys who, for example, Kevin Collard played here as a high school senior, was an all West Coast League outfielder, and now with the quality depth this team has recruited, some guys are battling just to get playing time right now.
And he makes contact. It goes to second. Nice grab by the second baseman, who is Dave Stankiewicz. The relay to first. And that's the first out as Jason McKinney makes the catch at first, and Collard goes down. It was what looked like a solid hit, but didn't find the gap.
It's a nice diving play going to his left by Dane Stankiewicz, product of Grand Canyon University.
Third baseman Cole Weiss now at the plate for the HarbourCats with 2 out in the bottom of the 2nd. Weiss would like to get something going. It always seems to happen, like we say, with 2 outs. We'll see what happens in this case as Teleshay gets ready for the delivery. High changeup, 71 mile an hour for ball 1. Teleshay.
Weiss comes in batting .264 with a home run and 3 RBIs.
Lefty versus lefty. Called ball. A little low and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count with 2 out.
5 in a row retired by Teleshay, looking for his 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning.
Two 2-0 pitch. Weiss makes contact. He fouls it off to left with it just enough to get out of the ballpark for a strike. The left fielder, Evan Williams, made a game run for it, but it just sliced away over the fence.
The HarbourCats did a great job last night, scoring 3 runs in the first inning to take an early lead, something that they have struggled with a bit as their starts. And tonight, this afternoon, looking a little bit different as they're locked in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 2nd. Getaway day for the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Yep, Bears trying to avoid the sweep. Looked like they had the first 2 games in hand. The HarbourCats battled back in both of them. And Made for some pretty exciting ball for local ball fans at Royal Athletic Park. Telechet with the pitch. That's a ball 4 and a walk. So Weiss gets on with a walk, and that brings up Riley Zajac, the left fielder. And that means Telechet did not retire the side in order.
First base runner of the day for the HarbourCats is that Weiss walk. And here's an intriguing bat for head coach Brian McRae. Riley Zajac, freshman out of UNC Wilmington, comes in with 4 home runs on his summer.
So we know Riley can hit it out. He'd love to do that now. Strike 1. Funny, some umpires call it immediately and others you have to wait. We have one of the waiters today. And it was a 1 Mississippi between the time that pitch was caught and the time the umpire made the signal. It was the right call, of course. He wants to be sure. So, ball 1. So 1-1 with 2 out in the bottom of the second. Scoreless so far between the Black Bears and the HarbourCats. Third game of this series.
Zajac stands 6'1", 215. For a freshman to have that type of a frame and those type of power numbers, that's why Brian McRae is so intrigued by this left-handed bat.
Zajac looking at a 2-1 count. With a runner at first and 2 out. Big swing and a big tip, fouled off, so that's a 2-2 count now. 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strike, 2 out in the bottom of the second. Just the 1 hit so far from Cowlitz, which came in the first. Oh, a big swing and a miss for Zajac, and that retires the side. So after 2 complete innings, it's the Cowlitz Black Bears nothing, the Victoria HarbourCats nothing. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning right after this. Welcome back to the Shaw TV Victoria HarbourCats Game of the Week. Steve Duffy along with Jonathan Hodgson at Royal Athletic Park on a Canada Day ball game, a matinee, and every break is being featured with Canadian rock music, every single song from Canadian content, I guess. And what a fitting way to celebrate this great day, our 150th birthday.
Always do an outstanding job with their game day presentation here at RAP. And today, one of their chances to do something different.
Ryan Kim at the plate for Cowlitz to lead off this top of this 3rd inning.
9-1-2 in the order for Cowlitz in the 3rd. So far against Adam McKillican, they have 1 hit and 1 walk allowed.
Two 2-1 the count now on Ryan Kim, the right fielder for Cowlitz, as we top off the 3rd inning.
Coming into the day, Kim hitting .392, and he has been the unquestioned star for Cowlitz in the first 2 games.
Always a threat at the plate, and he gets a late call strike, so full the count at 3-2. I think Kim thought that was high and outside, and he was ready to take first, but the umpire said nope, stay in the box. Swing and a miss, but that was a foul tip, so he stays alive with the count full at 3-2.
Coming into today, Kim has 6 hits in the first 2 games of the series and has reached base 8 times.
Comebacker. McKillican makes a nice grab and throws out Kim at first base, so a good comeback catch for the pitcher, Adam McKillican, as Brian Kim goes down swinging.
McKillican says, look what I found.
Yep. Now that brings up top of the order for Cowlitz, the designated hitter, Devlin Granberg.
Granberg led off the ball game with a walk, but was stranded at first base.
High for ball 1. Like I said, not a bad crowd here for Canada Day Royal Athletic Park. There's so much going on around town that people are doing different things today. There's a big hit by Granberg, and it looks like it might be yard. It definitely is a solo shot. I think that even cleared the mesh in left field, found its way onto the street. So Granberg hits a 1-run homer to open the scoring.
That was impressive from Devlin Granberg. Off the bat, you knew where that was headed, and I think you're right, that may have cleared the mesh behind the left field wall. That's home run number 2 for Granberg on this season, and Cowlitz has the lead.
That mesh sits about 50 feet high, judging by the apartment block behind, which is 4 stories, so that thing any further would have had a flight attendant on it.
Someone across the street might have a souvenir on their
I think
deck.
so, yeah. At the plate now is Niles Nygaard, the shortstop. He's now facing a 1-1 count, as McKillican let that last one to Granberg get away. And another shot by Nygaard. That looks like it's very catchable in left. And it is. The left fielder, Riley Zajac, makes the out. And Nygaard goes down swinging with a pop-up to left. So that's 2 out. Coming in the wake of the Devlin Granberg towering home run, solo shot, to make it 1-0 in the 3rd inning. At the plate now for the Black Bears is Kona Quiggle, the center fielder. He hits one to left field, and that's got some distance, but it looks like it's very catchable. Oh, and Riley Zajac makes a nice jumping catch right at the fence for the 3rd out to end the inning. So after the top of the 3rd inning, it's the Cowlitz Black Bears 1, the Victoria HarbourCats 0. You're watching the Victoria HarbourCats Game of the Week on Shaw TV. Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park and your Shaw HarbourCats Game of the Week. I'm Steve Duffy with Jonathan Hodgson as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And the catcher for the HarbourCats today, Shane McGuire, at the plate to get the bottom of the third going.
Shane McGuire, a freshman commit of the University of San Diego, joined the team after his high school graduation on June 21st.
Big swing on the first pitch he faces for a strike. Some of the crowd still muttering about Devlin Granberg's home run last inning, which just cleared that mesh, which is about 5 stories high. We figure it went about 380, 90 feet. Of course, it's a very unscientific estimation.
RAP is a park known to give up a few shots, but and we've seen a number of them even on the last couple of homestands, but that one was probably as long as anything we've seen this year.
Cleared the mesh, which is the height of the score clock in center left. McGuire takes a called strike for strike 2, 1-2 the count now.
McGuire comes in hitting 286 so far.
We're in the bottom of the third inning on this Canada Day matinee between Cowlitz and Victoria. The Black Bears up 1-0 by virtue of that Devlin Granberg solo shot in the last inning to make it 1-0 Cowlitz.
Impressive plate presence so far from Shane McGuire. The high school senior has drawn 5 walks against just 1 strikeout.
2-2 the count on him now. And he drives one up the middle. It finds the gap through second, and McGuire gets on with a base hit. So that brings up the second baseman, Nick Maroney, as the HarbourCats have something going with none out at the bottom of the third.
That's the first hit against Nico Telashe in 2 innings plus 1 batter. We've seen it in the first 2 games of this series, and we'll see if it continues again tonight. The bottom third of the orders for both teams have been doing work so far, and wouldn't you know it, the 8-hitter McGuire delivers the HarbourCats' first hit today.
Now the 9th hitter Maroney at the plate takes an inside ball. The catcher protects it, so McGuire cannot steal second. Catcher for Cowlitz, Marco Valenzuela. Remember when Fernando came into the major leagues for the Dodgers years and years ago, and everybody says, how do you pronounce his name? Valenzuela, and his Dave, or the catcher today, is spelled the same way. So now that we've had the big league experience pop up, and it's foul as it falls foul. Nick Maroney lucky sliced that one, popped up just to the right of the right field line, but the fielder could not get it. Probably looking straight up into the sun.
That was right fielder Ryan Kim who was giving chase, and it looked like he just overran that baseball by a couple of steps. Tried to readjust, but could not get back to the baseball. So new life for Nick Maroney.
Yep. All this with none out in the bottom of the third. And of course a runner at first, that being Shane McGuire. Moved to first and got him dead to rights.
Got Shane McGuire leaning the other way, and when he recognized that Telashe was going to throw over, he didn't dive back immediately, just froze.
Yep.
And as soon as that happens, as soon as you're cut off and you freeze, you're done.
Telashe, being a left-hander, has the move to first. It's very smooth. Doesn't have to throw across the body. And Maroney pops one to short center, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So Maroney's on. With 1 out. And that brings to the plate at the top of the order the shortstop, Harry Shipley.
And right away that pickoff starts to hurt a little bit. Instead of first and second, nobody out, it's runner at first, 1 out.
Yep, and there's always a threat of that double play to end the inning quickly. So Shipley at the plate, takes a high ball 1. Breeze, the flag's at in left center, blowing straight out. So if you catch a high powerful shot. It could carry out, as we saw with Granberg's homer in the last inning. Nice hit by Shipley, a base hit, and that advances the runner, and he's safe. So 2 men on, 1 out in the bottom of the third. That brings to the plate Jake Gorella.
You're seeing a much better approach here in the third inning by the HarbourCats against the left-hander Nico Telechet. They were hitless with 2 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, but the first 3 hitters of this third all reaching, so as they're now going through the lineup for the second time, they appear to have picked something up.
Maroney at second, Shipley at first, and Gorella, the right fielder, at the plate, all with 1 out. Got the run and go play on. Out at second is Shipley, but that advances Maroney to third.
Maroney steals third, and on the back end of the double steal, Shipley is thrown out by Valenzuela, so now a runner at third and 2 out.
Through the series, the HarbourCats runners have been anxious to test the arm of Cowlitz catching, and I think most of the time that arm is from behind the plate has proven to be very strong indeed. So there are 2 out in the bottom of the third. Gorella at the plate, Maroney at third. The potential tying run, 1-0 Cowlitz lead on the strength of a solo shot in the third inning by Devlin Granberg. Powerful, towering home run to left. Foul to the left to Cowlitz dugout actually, so that's 2-1 the count now.
The HarbourCats looking for a timely base hit to tie this game right back up, hoping to not let Cowlitz get into a rhythm with the lead.
Late call again. I thought that was high. And the umpire calls it about 1.5 minutes after the fact. Not 1.5 minutes, but a little while. A little slower than we're used to. I guess deliberate calls. Fouled off. Gorella stays alive with the count 2-2.
Gorella had 3 home runs and 10 RBIs, a freshman out of St. Louis University. Was one of 2 St. Louis products signed by the HarbourCats, but was the only one who ended up making the trip.
And he makes contact. It looks like it's hit straight away to center. And it's caught by the center fielder, Kona Quiggle, for the 3rd out. So, after 3 complete innings, it's the Cowlitz Black Bears 1, the Victoria HarbourCats 0. You're watching HarbourCats Baseball, Game of the Week on Shaw TV. Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park for the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. As we get set to start the 4th inning, I turn over the play-by-play duties to my partner in broadcasting, Jonathan Hudson.
Thanks, Steve. Do my best to take the reins for the next 3 innings. The HarbourCats come into the Top of the fourth, trailing 1-0. Adam McKillican delivers first pitch bunted foul towards the third base dugout. This is Evan Williams at the dish. 4, 5, and 6 will bat in the inning. Cowlitz with a run on 2 hits and a walk against righty Adam McKillican. 2 strikeouts were both in the top of the first inning. 0-1 ground ball softly fouled towards third.
Interesting, the first game of this series, it was the HarbourCats trailing by big numbers throughout much of the game, and then that big 9th inning, 6 runs to sneak out the win. I'm sure that the Black Bears were pretty upset about letting that one get away. Last night it was an early HarbourCat lead that the Black Bears erased. Then the HarbourCats had to come back and won it after the top of the 8th.
Ground ball, couple hops to Bragg at first. He will take it to the bag for the first out. A 5-game losing streak for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Very costly and very painful games too. They lost in 14 innings in Kelowna. They gave up 6 runs in the 9th, and then they gave up a couple of runs in the late innings last night. And that's the last 3 games of their 5-game skid. And the 5-game skid has actually eliminated them from first half contention. This is Nick Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 1.
And the Cowlitz Black Bears sitting 4th in the South Division at 9-14, 5 games off the lead. Of course, the first half of the season about to come to an end. The HarbourCats 14-13, 2.5 games off the lead, but they sit in 5th because behind the leading Kelowna Falcons, all 1 game behind are Walla Walla, Bellingham, and Wenatchee.
Sinking liner to right field will get down for a base hit for Roberts. So 1 out single here in the 4th inning will bring in Jace McKinney. And the West Coast League uses the split season format. So today's game 28 out of 54 means this is actually game 1 of the second half for the HarbourCats. So they finished 14-13 in the first half, 5th place. But they're not worried about that now as they started 0 today. Meanwhile, Cowlitz is still finishing the string on their first half.
So the HarbourCats finding the right time to get some momentum to turn it around to start off the second half in a big way.
And that's what it's been about the last 4 days, ever since they lost 2 of 3 to Corvallis here at home on the last homestand.
Big lopsided scores too.
12-4, 14-4.
Yeah.
They were not playing good baseball.
Then they go down to Corvallis and win 2 shutout games there.
Yeah, go figure.
After losing 9-1 in the opener of that series. So I guess they did some soul searching and said, come on guys, let's turn this thing around. And boy, did they ever, in a big way. And since they won those 2 shutouts in Corvallis, they've been hot.
Well, after those 2 losses at home, the realistic chances of winning the first half were really quite slim. So that in a way took the pressure off. And they've just been focusing on playing better baseball the last few days. And I think they've achieved that and have themselves in a pretty good state heading into the second half. Foul ball deep down the left field line and out of play. The count is 2-2 on Jace McKinney. McKinney singled in the second. He's hitting with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Cowlitz leading Victoria 1-0. Upstairs 3-2.
HarbourCats had a chance to put one across last inning. They stranded a runner and then they got into some good defensive play by the Black Bears, and their offensive threat was mitigated.
Ground ball, third base line, stays fair. Turned on to second, over to first, no. But they do get the force play. Nice play there by Weiss and Maroney to get the 5-4 force play.
Maroney had to be careful to keep his foot on the bag when he caught the ball because the foot came off the bag after he made the catch, but enough to register the force for the second out.
So Roberts is eliminated. McKinney now stands at first, and the hitter with 2 out is Marco Valenzuela.
Catcher for the Black Bears, and he makes a contact, pop ball, and pop up, and it goes just outside the infield. And the third baseman, Cole Weiss, makes the catch for the out.
And that'll do it for the top of the 4th inning. The Bears go scoreless. We go bottom 4 on the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week. 1-0 Bears.
Absolutely not. Definitely not. We got some good fans here. How many years have you been celebrating Canada Day? What's your most favorite Canadian thing? What's this Canada to you? I think that Toronto Blue Jays are hockey. Toronto Blue Jays are hockey, you like that, Andrew? Listen to watching here. I've got, like I say, Bertha and Ryan into the time. They make some work on our baseball. And this will be next year. All right.
Bottom of the 4th inning about to get underway. Welcome back to the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week. Cowlitz Black Bears leading 1-0. Jonathan Hodson with Steve Duffy in the booth with you. The middle of the HarbourCats order batting in the bottom of the 4th, led off by Hunter Bansaw. Bansaw swings at the first pitch, tailing liner, left center field, gets down, and will not get cut off by Cowlitz to the track in left center. Going for 3, Bansaw will be thrown out by a wide margin.
Should have held at second, but you know, I guess they want to go for it. He was being coached on by the skip Brian McRae, who's at third base coaching, and looks like they wanted to get a run across, but he was safe at second. You knew halfway between second and third he was going to be thrown out stone cold dead, and that's exactly what happened.
The relay goes Quiggle, Nygaard, and Roberts to eliminate Bansaw 8-6-5 on the scorecard after the leadoff double. So this is Harrison Bragg now with 1 out. Bragg struck out in the second.
Bragg hitting .421 out of Mississippi State. Big 6'4" first baseman, takes the ball 1.
The HarbourCats with 4 hits now, but have been unable to do anything with them. 1-0 pitch, fouled over the right side. The HarbourCats running themselves out of some opportunities. They had 3 straight hits to begin the 3rd inning, but they had a runner picked off, a runner caught stealing, and now Hunter Bansaw probably gets a little over aggressive and is thrown out at 3rd.
When he hit second, he had no notions of slowing down whatsoever. He was going to try and stretch that into a triple. Didn't work.
Popped up mile high into center field. 2 fielders converging. It will be Kona Quiggle making the play in center for the 2nd out.
He caught that one a little awkwardly. It looks like the winds are swirling high out in the field. As we look at the flags, they're blowing towards center left, and looks like Quiggle had a little difficulty making a routine catch. He was a little uncomfortable in making that one. He had to bend backwards to make the grab, but he did, and that's 2 out.
This will be Kevin Collard trying to extend the bottom of the 4th inning. Collard takes strike 1. He grounded out to second baseman Stankiewicz on a good play in the 2nd inning.
Lefty Telechet finding the corners of the strike zone. Low and outside for strike 1 on that one.
0-1. Missing for 1 ball and 1 strike. The HarbourCats, after today, they have an off day tomorrow, being Sunday. Monday they have a non-league game, and then Tuesday they go to Kelowna for a 3-game series. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2.
After Kelowna, the Band Elks come to Victoria to play a 3-game series next Friday, Saturday, and a matinee next Sunday.
1-2, 2 outs. Nico Teleshay looking for another clean inning. He'll step off and reset. Hunter Vansaw started off the inning with a double to left center field, but tried to stretch it into a triple and was unsuccessful. The 1-2 fouled back by Collard.
And when you're sitting in those grandstand seats, even though you know the mesh is there, when that ball comes screaming back at you, you duck anyway. It's just a force of habit. My wife and I have season ticket seats down there. When I'm not doing the Shaw TV game of the week, we're down there and ducking, even though the mesh is there and is impenetrable. Those things come back pretty fast.
Another 1-2. Ground ball, first base, off the foot of McKinney, and no play over at first base, so an error on Jace McKinney on the ground ball off the bat of Kevin Collard will extend the inning.
Ball going off McKinney's ankle and into the farther reaches of the dirt track there, allowing Collard to get onto base, bringing up Cole Weiss to the plate with 2 out.
Cole Weiss walked with 2 out in the second. A lot of 2-out rallies the last couple of days. They're good, but Steve, when that's all you're getting, that makes it hard to convert when you're starting an inning with 2 out.
Yeah. You've always got to be a little more careful at the plate and with your running, because with 2 out, it's a over in a heartbeat if you don't do the right thing.
Ball 1 to Cole Weiss. It was a great night last night. Over 3,400 in attendance for the June 30th fireworks display.
What a fireworks show. It started off, I thought, like the HarbourCats often do, a little slow, but they come on big at the end. And it was a sensational show, well appreciated by the throng on hand at the big park last night.
Count is 2-1 Cole Weiss.
I'm sure those folks across the street enjoyed it too, sitting in those apartments on Caledonia or North Park.
Set for 2-0. Ground ball, right side, over from second and through into right field. The inning will extend. We'll see what they give that play, and they give it a single for Cole Weiss as Stankiewicz had a bit of a long run to his left and could not make the play.
And Stankiewicz, I guess the ball bounced a little more than he thought it would on the dirt and went over his glove, allowing Weiss to get on.
So here is Zajac with first and second, 2 outs. 5 hits now for the HarbourCats. Zajac struck out to end the second. 1-0 the Cowlitz Black Bears lead the HarbourCats.
Zajac would love to get something going here offensively. We've got 5 hits, the HarbourCats do, but nothing across yet.
Look at second, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. Brian McRae coaching third base again this afternoon.
Grab ball away, bulldog him right now, up there.
Hoping to see his left fielder deliver with 2 outs. Fouled back.
Go get him, attack, up back.
So Riley Zajac loved to get something going because the HarbourCats would love to sweep this series and get going next week in a big way when they visit the Kelowna Falcons.
Set for 1-1. Ground ball to first base again. This one handled cleanly, and the bag is stepped on by McKinney. The HarbourCats get 2 runners with 2 outs, but don't do anything with them. So we go to the 5th inning. 1-0 Cowlitz leads on the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. Top of the 5th has arrived in Victoria. 1-0, the Cowlitz Black Bears still lead. This is the final of a 3-game series between the HarbourCats and Cowlitz.
And the HarbourCats left 2 men on in that last inning, and once again failing to punch some runs across after rattling off 5 hits on the day so far.
HarbourCats with 5 hits, all of them in the last 2 innings, but have been unable to take advantage of anything. This is Adam McKillican returning for his 5th inning of work. He delivers ball 2 to second baseman Dane Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz 0 for 2. Cowlitz has a run on 3 hits. Cowlitz picked up their run on a home run in the 3rd, and that's all the scoring so far.
3-0 the count now on the batter Stankiewicz as McKillican's trying to get out of a 3-0 count here.
3-0 is a strike.
87-mile-an-hour fastball.
Stankiewicz was thinking about throwing the bat away, but it was called strike 1.
And with the umpire today, you have to wait a few seconds.
3-1 pitch. This one is inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk to Stankiewicz. That is the 2nd walk allowed by McKillican.
Stankiewicz walks him 5 pitches. 4 balls and a strike.
Ryan Kim now, the right fielder, is 0 for 1.
Once again, the Bears have a runner on first with no out in the top of the 5th.
Swung on, hit high and deep to right field, back towards the track. At the base of the wall, reaching up and making the play is Jake Gorilla. Rushes it back, and the runner Stankiewicz is back to first. Nice play there from Gorilla for out number 1.
Gorilla making the catch right up against the fence, and it almost looked like the ball might carry a little bit, but he had a bead on it and caught it right against the fence for the first out of the inning.
So now we're up to the top of the order for Devlin Granberg. Granberg working on a good day. He walked in the first and then hit the solo home run to put the Bears ahead 1-0 in the 3rd.
I think on that home run, that ball's still traveling. It hasn't come down yet. It was a monster right over the mesh in left field.
Cowlitz not a team that is blessed with a whole lot of power. That was just their 5th home run of the season as a team. This one hit well down the right field line, curving, going foul.
Sliced off foul by about 10 feet. He had a good distance on it, but it would have been inside the park had it stayed fair.
Made a bid for extra bases, but came up on the wrong side of the line. Bad boy gives the lumber back to Devlin Granberg.
1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Count 0-2 on Devlin Granberg as Adam McKillican sinks in to get ready to deliver the next pitch.
McGuire sets up behind the dish, swung on, hit well, a base hit into left field for Granberg. A single will push Stankiewicz to 2nd. Devlin Granberg is 2 for 2 with a walk.
And that brings up Niles Nygaard, the shortstop, the 3rd hitter of the inning.
Niles Nygaard 0 for 2 today. Cowlitz trying to extend a 1-0 lead. These two teams will play again at the end of July. Called strike 1 on Nygaard.
69 miles an hour, changeup.
July 28 to 30, these two teams will meet in Longview, Washington. Spinning off the back of the mound. And we will reset for the 0-1 to Nygaard.
Cats would love to register a double play here.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
set up well for one with runners at first and second, so anything's possible. Of course, there's always the danger of the big inning offensively for the opposition, which has been the case in this series quite a few times.
These two teams have been putting them up in bunches. And that's what both staffs are trying to avoid today. Grounded foul past third.
0-2 the count, 1 out.
Runner at second, Dean Stankiewicz. He's on with the leadoff walk, and the runner at first is Devlin Granberg. He is on with a single. The 0-2 again, missing at the feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Once again, we are enjoying Canada Day for this game. It's a matinee at Royal Athletic Park. Not a big crowd, lots of other stuff going on, but a good crowd nonetheless.
Set for 1-2. Just missing the inside corner on a curveball. Count falls to 2-2.
Fireworks night last night. This place was hopping with almost 3,500 people packed in here. The Shamrocks were playing lacrosse out in the West Shore. They had a building of almost 2,000 people out there, so this is definitely a summer sports town, Greater Victoria.
Absolutely. 2-2, ripped foul up the third base line.
Happy to report the Shamrocks beat the Nanaimo 12-7 last night, so I think they sit 10-3 or something like that now. First place in the league, and hoping to host another Mann Cup championship. But the HarbourCats here are hoping to get into the playoffs for the second straight year.
Another 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball gets Niles Nygaard for the second out of the inning, and strikeout number 3 for McKillican.
Quiggle at the plate now, the center fielder for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Still 2 runners on at first and second with 2 out.
Quiggle is 0 for 2 today. McKillican trying to wiggle out of a little bit of a jam. That's fouled straight back.
Quiggle's the 5th batter of the inning, so McKillican would love to put a stop to that with 2 out.
Oh, 1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. 5th inning of work for McKillican. He has been good today. A run on 4 hits, a couple of walks, and 3 strikeouts. He has been the most consistent starter from day 1 for the HarbourCats. Strike 2 called. 1-2 with 2 outs. Last time out, Adam McKillican went 7 strong, shutting out the Corvallis Knights.
So far he's given up 4 hits on the day, but we've put 5 hits out, nothing across. Cowlitz leading 1-0.
1-2 is just off the corner, 2-2. Quiggle, a center fielder and 3-hitter for Cowlitz. Action getting up in the bullpen now, but hoping to not need that for a while yet. 2-2 pitch, fouled down the left field line and out of play.
Once again, a lot of bodies standing around in the bullpen for the HarbourCats. 1 pitcher warming up, as of course with the Black Bears, the bullpen is empty.
2-2. Is bouncing in. Good job by McGuire to keep it in front. Count falls to Quiggle. It's now full at 3-2. So the runners, Stankiewicz and Granberg, will be off on the pitch. 3-2 with 2.
It's a big pitch.
And the payoff. Grounded weakly to second base, coming and getting it. Maroney throws high, but on the bag. Yep. That'll do it for the Black Bears in the 5th inning. They get a couple of runners, but leave them stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're halfway home on the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. 1-0 Cowlitz. go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 1-0 for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Jonathan Hudson and Steve Duffy with you for the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. 8-9-1 will hit for the HarbourCats in the 5th inning, led off by Shane McGuire. First pitch ripped foul in front of the dugout. McGuire singled to lead off the 3rd inning.
Second time at the plate today for Shane McGuire. Had a strong game behind the plate. The HarbourCats would dearly love to get a run across their trail 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
Set for a 1. Running inside and hitting McGuire. That's the first hit batter of the day for either side. That'll lead off the bottom of the 5th.
Fortunately, that was a changeup, 69 miles an hour. Not one of those 88-mile-an-hour fastballs, but still, when that thing hits you in the back, it hurts. Bringing up Nick Maroney, the second baseman.
Nick Maroney also singled in the 3rd inning. The HarbourCats had 3 straight singles to lead off the inning. Missing a low for ball 1.
Once again, the HarbourCats registering 5 hits on the day so far with no runs across. The Black Bears 4 hits and a run across, hence the 1-0 score.
Oregon left-hander Nico Telashe so far able to keep the bats off the board for the HarbourCats. It's now 2-0 on Maroney.
Lone scorer in the 3rd inning, Devlin Granberg, a towering solo shot to left, accounting for the only scoring of the day so far.
2-0, swing and a miss, bounces in front of Valenzuela. 2 balls and 1 strike. So both teams with opportunities today, but for the most part, both pitchers making big pitches when they need them.
Yep. Maroney would love to get something going here. Man on, no out, down 1-0. Halfway through the game almost.
2-1 pitch. Look at first. Swung on, ground ball, backhand side of short. On to second, the throw is wild down the right field line. The runners will move up to 2nd and 3rd, and the lead runner, McGuire, is held at 3rd.
He might have had a shot at home, but Coach Brian McRae, manager, held him up at 3rd just to be safe. So runners at 2nd and 3rd, none out. In the bottom of the 5th, the HarbourCats now threatening, and top of the order, back at the plate.
The error is charged to shortstop Niles Nygaard on that play. With his momentum going away from 2nd base, it was a tough play, but the throw did go wild down the right field line, advancing the runners to 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. And we'll have our first pitching conference of the day. Nobody up in the bullpen, so they're not going to make a change here. First spot of trouble for Nico Telashe today.
A couple of bodies in the Cowlitz bullpen loosening up a bit, but nobody throwing any balls just yet, just stretching and getting ready if the call comes.
Harry Shipley will be the hitter. He is 1 for 2. And this is where the HarbourCats have been good in the first 2 games of this series. They've been held down at times, and Cowlitz has hung with them. But whenever Cowlitz in the latter portion of the games has opened the door, the HarbourCats have walked through.
HarbourCats almost lulling them into a false sense of security, then jumping, as has been the case the first 2 games of this series.
So we're ready to go. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th inning for the HarbourCats. Harry Shipley is the hitter. At the moment, trailing 1-0. First pitch is popped up back of short into shallow left field. Coming on to make the play and not tagging is McGuire. The throw is way offline on the backstop, and now McGuire can score.
Heads up running by McGuire. He thought he was dead to rights, but the throw was overthrown to home. McGuire came in, and that's a 1-1 ball game now. We're in the bottom of the 5th, all this with 1 out.
A lot going on that play. That pitch got in on Harry Shipley. The fly ball was not deep enough to score McGuire from third, so he initially held. But the throw from Evan Williams in left field was well offline and got past Valenzuela. And once it got past him, then McGuire could come in to score. On the back end of the play, Maroney is now at third. And the hitter is Jake Gorella. Upstairs, ball 1.
So the score clock now reads 1 run, 4 hits, and 2 errors for Cowlitz. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the HarbourCats. And 1 is out in the bottom of the 5th.
The HarbourCats now looking to take the lead. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss.
Well, I was going for the fences on that one. Like to make the most of this situation with a runner on and just 1 out.
Gorella has flown out a couple of times today. 1-1, foul back.
I was going for the mini donuts hut.
Don't make me hungry. We still got half a game to work.
Anyone familiar with the setup at Royal Athletic Park, that's where all the food trucks are, or most of the food trucks are parked, and that's where the mini donut hut is located. Foul side right.
1-2, up and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think he bent back. That was 86 miles an hour, that one.
The HarbourCats looking for their 5th win in a row, their longest winning streak of the season. Takes for ball 3. Good at bat here by Jake Gorella.
High curveball, missing.
Behind Gorella is Hunter Vansaw.
And then Harrison Bragg. So I guess you could say the real beat of the lineup.
3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. On a breaking pitch, snapped off by Telashe for out number 2.
Collective groan from the crowd on hand at Royal Athletic Park. 1-1 in this Canada Day matchup between the HarbourCats and the Cowlitz Black Bears. Interesting game so far. They're playing cat and mouse out there.
That was Telashe's first strikeout since the 2nd inning. And my, did he come up with a big time for his 3rd strikeout. Keeping the runner at third base, the go-ahead runner at third base, with now 2 outs for Hunter Vansaw. Vansaw is 1 for 2. He doubled in the 4th, was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. Well off the line at third is Maroney. 0-1 pitch, 1-1.
Maroney almost daring Valenzuela to throw the ball to third. He's got about a 12-foot lead. Standing on the grass to make sure he gets good grip if he has to take off.
Lefty-lefty matchup here with Telashe and Vansaw. 1-1.
Well hit.
To right field, a base hit. Hunter Vansaw comes through. RBI single to right. Scores Maroney with 2 down, and the HarbourCats have taken a 2-1 lead.
That was their 6th hit of the afternoon. Hunter Vansaw driving in Maroney from third, making the score 2-1 HarbourCats with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
He'll be followed by Harrison Bragg. Bragg is 0 for 2. The HarbourCats bats finally coming to life here in the bottom of the 5th. They had a couple of free base runners to begin the inning, and they've taken advantage. The hit batter of McGuire has scored, and now the error that Maroney reached on has also scored.
In the opening game of this series, Harrison Bragg hit 1 out that was labeled as soon as it left the bat, and so a lot of people remembering his at-bat that night and hoping for more of the same today. Big, powerful hitter.
Look at first. The 1-0 pitch is swung through.
Bragg there wanted to copy Devlin Granberg's home run. He put everything into that swing, fanned it completely.
Both runs in this inning are unearned. Maroney reached on an error and scored. And after there's been an error in the inning, both of the runs have scored after 2 outs.
Big swing by Bragg.
So Nico Telesche with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, trying to end this tough bottom of the 5th inning. The HarbourCats have scored 2 to take a 2-1 lead, looking to sweep away at the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Black Bears in the first 2 games of this series, I'm sure they thought they had each of those games won to see the HarbourCats come back late in each. Of course, the first game of this series, that 6-run 9th inning, that had to really have an effect on the Black Bears. The next night they were down early, came back, took the lead, and then the HarbourCats took over in the late stages to win that one. Looking for the sweep today.
The 1-2, inside, 2-2.
Bragg digging in to receive a 2-2 count pitch with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Deuce's pitch. Ripped foul through the feet of Brian McCray. We'll redo the 2-2 pitch. Both bullpens are up right now. Cowlitz trying to get Nico Telesche through the 5th inning. Adam McKillican is now in line for the win. A long way to go, but still in line for the win now. He comes in at 3-0. 2-2 pitch, weak swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Harrison Bragg. That'll end the inning. But 2 runs come across. RBIs for Shipley and Bansal. We go to the 6th inning on the Shaw TV HarbourCats game of the week. HarbourCats lead 2-1. Top of the 6th inning underway at Royal Athletic Park here in Victoria. The HarbourCats now leading the Cowlitz Black Bears 2-1. Adam McKillican back to work, dealing strike 1 on a swing and a miss to Evan Williams.
HarbourCats look like they've taken a few innings, but they've looked like they found their groove today.
0-1. Strike 2 called. Williams is 0 for 2 on his day.
Nice watching Shane McGuire behind the plate catching for the HarbourCats today. The young player is acquitting himself very well. Called strike 3.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a great start to inning number 6 for McKillican. his 4th strikeout.
HarbourCats happy to get deep work from the starting staff, as the bullpen lately has been an adventure.
That's a huge factor for the HarbourCats, as Roberts swings and misses at strike 1. McKillican has gone beyond 6 innings twice, and those are in consecutive starts coming into today. And the HarbourCats as a team, when their starter goes 6 innings or longer, are 4-0. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Looks like
McKillican 91 on the gun.
Wow.
He looks to be getting stronger deep into his outing now. Up and in, 2-2.
That one was 89, so he's flirting around 90 miles an hour. In a groove, it seems.
2-2. Ground ball back to McKillican. Gloves it and flips to Bragg. 2 out.
Made that look rather routine, didn't? Some nice pitching, nice fast heat. Comebacker bounced to him and tossed it to first to Bragg for the out. 2 out now in the top of the 6th.
Jason McKinney steps in, 1 for 2. Swung on, popped up, third base side, foul territory. That'll get out of play as Cole Weiss watches it touch down on the other side of the barrier fence.
Wind's still a bit of a factor out there. Looking at the flags out in the field, and they're blowing away from left, so must be swirling up there with the high pop-ups.
Swung on this one, left field, before the track, settling under it. The play is made by Zajac. That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Adam McKillican. Shut down inning, just what you're looking for if you're Brian McRae. We'll come back with the bottom of the 6th inning on the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week, 2-1 Victoria.
I've got Steve. Steve McRae, Tim Horford's Hockey Cup Shuffle. What's the big screen, Steve? Your friends can help you. He thinks it's the deep now, the other people think it's the middle. Jason's one gave you the correct answer. It is here. Steve, you still have a big certificate. Tim Hortons, but I think you're going to need your friends who said that. Thank you, Glenn. With a post-game party today at 8th Street Townhouse, there will be a meet and greet with all the players and such. For home next weekend,
Welcome back to the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week, leading the Cowlitz Black Bears 2-1. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it'll be DJ Porter pinch hitting for Kevin Cullard. Cullard was 0 for 2, grounded out to second base and reached on an error by first baseman Jason McKinney. Nico Telashe, first pitch popped up by Porter, right side. McKinney gives way to Stankiewicz, who makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. The old, I got it, you take it. Here's Cole Weiss. He has reached both times today on a walk and a single. Sixth inning of work for Nico Telashe. inside ball one. Telechet has been good. 2 runs, both of them unearned on 6 hits. Has hit a batter, struck out 4, and walked 1. Bouncing in 2-0. To Weiss, fouled towards the on-deck hitter. Cowlitz has an arm just standing in the bullpen right now, hoping that Telechet can handle the 6th inning. Meanwhile, Adam McKillican has gone 6 strong for the HarbourCats. Ground ball up the middle to his right side. Nice play by Stankiewicz, going to his right up the middle, gloving it and delivering a strong throw. Ethan Lopez pinch hits for Riley Zajac. Zajac was the left fielder and was 0 for 2. So we're likely to see Lopez stay in defensively. Ball 1 to Lopez. Lopez comes in hitting .221. 2-0. Lopez played last night, started, and was 0 for 3 in the game. Lopez, a sophomore out of the University of Hawaii. Foul tip. The HarbourCats finally reached the scoreboard last inning, 2 runs, to pull ahead 2-1. Otherwise, Telechet and McKillican have been very good today on Canada Day in Victoria. Swung on, sounded like a broken bat, back of short. Play is made by Nygaard. That'll do it for the 6th inning. The HarbourCats still lead 2-1. On the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. We'll be right back, and Steve Duffy is back on the call.
Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park and the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week. Steve Duffy's supplying the play-by-play with Jonathan Hodgson. As we start the 7th inning, the HarbourCats now enjoying a 2-1 lead after in the 6th innings both teams were held off the sheet. HarbourCats putting 2 across in the bottom of the 5th inning. At the plate now the catcher for the Black Bears, Marco Valenzuela. Promptly hits it to left, and it'll be received by Riley Zajac. I'm sorry, that's Ethan Lopez now filling in for Riley. And right off the bat, Valenzuela hits a long single to start off the 7th inning.
Ethan Lopez pinch hit for Riley Zajac in the bottom of the 6th. Stays in playing left field. Here in the top of the 7th, Adam McKillican is back for his 7th inning work. Solid contact there by Valenzuela, and the bullpen is working, so we will monitor that.
Dave Stankiewicz, the second baseman at the plate now for the Cowlitz Black Bears. And it looked like McGuire made a motion to throw to first as the Valenzuela was making overtures at maybe looking at second, but McGuire kept him honest.
Weiss is playing on the cut of grass at third base, anticipating bunt.
He'd show a bunt, called strike.
Stankiewicz up there to hopefully bunt the runner to second for Cowlitz. Ryan Kim stands on deck.
Foul tip on the bunt, looked like 86 miles an hour.
It's not a great job there by Dean Stankiewicz up there, obviously, to bunt the runner over to second, and unsuccessful on the 2 attempts, so gives McKillican a chance with 2 strikes here.
And another good play by McGuire to keep that ball in front of him. Big swing to third. Get the lead runner at second. They'll try for 2, not in time.
Good job by Adam to get weak contact to Weiss at third base. Able to get the lead runner Valenzuela at second, and that's what you're looking for on that play if you're the HarbourCats. Keep that runner at first base, and they do so.
So Stankiewicz is at first. At the plate now, the right fielder Ryan Kim. The potential go-ahead run. Of course, the HarbourCats looking to turn the double play and then the inning.
Ryan Kim 0 for 2 today.
Now he's 1 for 3.
Ryan Kim can't keep him down for too long. He's got his 7th hit of the series, and it looks like that'll be the day for McKillican.
Brian McRae out on the hill to talk to McKillican, gives him the ball, and we'll have this pitching change. When we come back, we'll take a short break. The HarbourCats leading 2-1, and we'll tell you all about this pitching change when we come back.
All home games for the Victoria HarbourCats live out of the truck on GoLiveBroadcast.com. Here's your 2016 Victoria HarbourCats Plays of the Year. Enjoy.
3-2 again, swung on, hit high and deep to left field. To the track, to the wall, Alcantara reaches up and pulls it back. A.J. Alcantara. Bunted third base side, Pleshkel steps up, goes to first in time. Swung on into left center field, it gets down. Cameron Cannon has walked off the Bend Elks. Up within center is Stone. He fires, but the tag is made by Guntrip. What a play by Riley Guntrip. Bellingham may contest, 1-0 pitch grounded to short. Due to Floyd. Over to first to Pryor. Double play around the horn. 6-4-3. That'll send us to the bottom of the 9th inning. He gets into this one high and deep to left field at the track, the wall. That ball is off the wall. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball left field. That has a charge on it to the track.
Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park as we continue in the top of the 7th inning. A pitching change for the HarbourCats, and Jonathan Hudson has the details.
Adam McKillican goes 6 1/3, allowing a run on 6 hits with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. The new right-hander is Blake Hanna, right-hander out of UC Davis. 3 appearances, 3 2/3, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. He is 0-1 with the 2.45 ERA.
Situation in this 7th inning, 1 out with runners at first and second, and the top of the order, Devlin Granberg at the plate. And of course, in the 3rd inning, he powered one out of here, a solo shot that's still traveling. From our last estimation, it was one of the highest, longest home runs we've seen out of this ballpark in quite some time.
Granberg today 2 for 2 with a walk. Yesterday, 2 hits and a walk as well. So a big spot here for Blake Hanna.
Hanna will have to watch for Granberg's power as well as the runners on first and second.
Snap throw down to second base. Safe and staying on the bag is Stankiewicz.
Somehow Stankiewicz managed to grab that bag. It looked like he was dead to rights, but where he heads up to be able to find the bag and hold on to it to avoid being thrown out, it was
Shane
close.
McGuire being active behind the dish.
Hanna getting set to deliver the pitch. The count is 2-0 on Devlin Granberg. 2-1 now. A 69-mile-an-hour changeup. Caught the inside of the strike zone. We wait a full commercial break for the ump to make the call. Just kidding. 2-1 to count, 1 out. Hanna delivers, and it's ball 3.
This is becoming a very difficult spot for Blake Hanna. You've got a potent hitter, a hot hitter at the plate with first and second. A 3-1 count now. Got to come to Granberg.
You know Granberg's going to jump all over anything he likes to look of. And he fouls it off to left.
Just got ahead of it. Count now full. Niles Nygaard is on deck 0 for 3. But the big task is Devlin Granberg.
Blake Hanna looking to get out of a bit of a jam here. We say it's a jam because there's only 1 out, runners at first and second, and a heavy hitter at the plate in Devlin Granberg.
Granberg, a junior out of Dallas Baptist.
Fouls it to the Cowlitz dugout. Keeps the count full at 3-2. He's making contact just a bit early.
Good battle here between Granberg and Hanna. This could be a spot. You never know as the game plays out. This could be a spot where the game's on the line depending on what happens from here on out. HarbourCats leading 2-1.
Comebacker gets the runner at second on the force, and a lucky situation because that was a pretty bad relay to second, but well received on the short hop for the second out of the inning. But runners now at the corners as Granberg powers the lead runner to third.
Indecisiveness on that throw from Blake Hanna. He got the comebacker back to him firm, setting up the double play ball, but he looked at third, decided not to, went to second, and by then his rhythm was thrown off and the throw was low, and very fortunate to have that throw picked so they could get the out and keep it on the infield. First and third now with 2 outs.
Better situation for Blake Hanna though with 2 out. He can strike the batter out, or they can get the lead runner, or put, there's all kinds of options. They just want to stop the runner from third from being able to score 90 feet away. It's not that far, but there are 2 out. We're in the top of the 7th. 85-mile-an-hour fastball caught the outside corner of the strike zone for called strike 2.
0-2 with 2 outs.
So Blake Hanna trying to settle in and get out of this inning unscathed. Sharp hit foul to third, past the third base bag into the Cowlitz dugout.
Stankiewicz had to hit the deck on that foul ball.
He comes screaming sometimes. Now's Nygaard, the shortstop, at the plate. 0-2 count on him with 2 out, runners at first and third. Blake Hanna ready to pitch. Brings the count to a 1-2.
Shane McGuire being a wall back there behind the plate on balls in the dirt all day. He is certainly impressed defensively today. Nice work from the young backstop.
Crowd getting into it a little bit. They want this inning over. Throw to first, not in time. As Granberg dives back and is safe at first. Nygaard with a 1-2 count. There's the pitch. Well hit. Straight to left field. And caught in the left field by Ethan Lopez for the out. So, after the top of the 7th inning, it's the Victoria HarbourCats 2, the Cowlitz Black Bears 1. You are watching the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the HarbourCats Shaw TV Game of the Week. Steve Duffy along with Jonathan Hodgson. HarbourCats leading the Cowlitz Black Bears 2-1, and with a pitching change for the Bears, here's Jonathan.
Nico Teleshay is done. He goes 6 innings, allowing 2 runs, both unearned, on 6 hits. He hits a batter and strikes out 3. The new pitcher is Nick Strange, right-hander out of Tacoma College. Stands 6 foot tall, out of Astoria, Oregon.
Catcher Shane McGuire at the plate for the HarbourCats to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning.
Nick Strange, his 6th appearance. He has a .435 ERA.
Wow, that was an interesting play as McGuire fouled off to the left, I should say, of third base, and it was swirling for the Tacoma. I should say the Cowlitz third baseman, who happens to be Nick Roberts. He was fighting winds on that one, and it fell beside him. So at the plate, McGuire stays alive. He's got an 0-2 count on him, though. We've got none out in the bottom of the 7th inning. HarbourCats up 2-1.
Complete numbers on Nick Strange. 5 games, 10 and a third innings, 11 hits, 5 walks, 16 strikeouts. In the inning for the HarbourCats, 8, 9, and 1 will hit.
Shane McGuire being the 8th from the list. And he's got an 0-2 count on him. Ball 1, outside. So the HarbourCats and the Black Bears have each rattled off 6 hits. The score 2-1 for the HarbourCats. The Bears committing a couple of errors on the day so far. Well hit. It gets into right field, so Shane McGuire's on once again for the potential insurance run.
Shane McGuire is having a strong day, doing it offensively as well. 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored.
Nick Maroney now at the plate, the second baseman for the HarbourCats. He's 9th on the order, hitting .400 out of UC Santa Barbara.
And 1 for 2 so far today.
Maroney takes a called strike 1. Runners going to second. McGuire steals second with no contest from Valenzuela. So McGuire safely steals second. Runner now in scoring position with no out in the bottom of the 7th.
Looked like the hit and run might be in action there with Maroney and McGuire. Swung through it, but still McGuire steals without a throw. And now the 3 umpires will convene.
Just between the pitcher's mound and home plate.
And they're ruling it a foul tip on that last pitch. So now Brian McRae just wants confirmation of what that talk was about. Everybody seems satisfied. There'll be a runner at second base, and now body out. 0-2 is the count on Maroney.
Shane McGuire stealing second. He's now the Cowlitz manager, Grady Twait coming out to converse with the umpire. Well, they're not in each other's grills quite yet, so I guess it's come very conciliatory at this point. Saw a big league highlight the other night. A manager, I forget what the team was, and the umpire going at it, and they were, I'm sure they were each saying, you need a tic-tac, because they were like a half an inch from each other, just jawing away. But it was one of those highlights of the night type things, and it was hilarious.
You don't see nearly as many of those now with the new replay system taking care of a lot of the disputes.
Nick Maroney at the plate, 0-2 the count, none out. McGuire at second. Check swing by Maroney. Brings the count to 1-2 now. Beautiful Canada Day, a breeze keeping people in the stands coolish. I'm sure there'll be big events in Victoria's Inner Harbor this evening, of course. But what a night it was last night as the HarbourCats had their annual fireworks night, and it was a full house and a great fireworks show to boot after a good win. Nice poke by Maroney into right, shallow right. McGuire had a notion to run, but held up at second. So Maroney flies out to right for the first out of the inning, of the bottom half of the 7th inning.
At very least, Maroney trying to get the runner to third base with 1 out. Runner has to hold at second, and it'll be up to Harry Shipley as the HarbourCats go to the top of the order for the 4th time. Shipley is 1 for 2 with a sac fly RBI.
McGuire still at second base. Shipley hoping at least to advance him, if not score him. Some of the crowd didn't like that call. Looked a bit high, but it's called strike 1.
Victoria now has a 7-6 edge in hits. They've trailed in the hit totals all series long.
Fouled off by Shipley for strike 2. For a Canada Day, it's, day at the ballpark, having a dog, drinking a Coke, watching some good baseball. Can't get better than that, can it?
Absolutely not. Hoping to add a W to that recipe are the HarbourCats.
Comebacker bounces over the pitcher. It goes to the short stop, who makes the out at first, but it advances the runner to third base. Shane McGuire now 90 feet from scoring with 2 outs.
Good range there from Niles Nygaard, going back behind the bag at second from the shortstop position, making the throw from the other side of the bag. Off the bat, many in the stands felt that had a chance to get through for a base hit, which would have scored the run, but no sir. So now, as you say, a runner at third base, 2 outs.
Change up, 74 miles an hour, outside for ball 1.
Jake Gorella 0 for 3.
Hits it straight to shortstop, and it looks like a routine play to first, and that retires the side, and the inning is over. So after 7 complete innings,
Object, not together, on your mark, get set, go.
Hey, sorry guys. I got a little worked up there. Sorry about that. That's good.
Indigo Diaz, a freshman out of Iowa Western Community College.
Oh, and 1 the count on Quinniquiggle. Diaz throwing power there. 89 mile an hour for strike 2.
Diaz 10 appearances, 13 and a third, 14 hits, 10 walks, 16 strikeouts. No record and a 5.4 ERA.
0-2 the count on Quiggle now. And called strike 3. Quiggle down on 3 pitches from Indigo Diaz.
It's a great start for Diaz, who last time out at home touched 95 on the gun. Last year, as a high school senior, he was 85-86. Most of this year, he's been 89-91, but did increase some on the road trip to Corvallis. And last outing at home, touched 93 and hit 195.
Wow.
And he did come up to me yesterday and confirm with me that yes, it was legitimate.
And a hit by Evan Williams to left falls in for a long base hit. So Diaz gives up a single to Evan Williams with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning.
Williams now 1 for 4 after that single. 7th hit of the day for Cowlitz.
Third baseman Nick Roberts now at the dish for Cowlitz, as Diaz will try to get him to hit into a double play. 90 mile an hour, just misses the outside for ball one. Here's that big 9-0 you were talking about.
Nick Roberts, 1 for 3, singled in the 4th inning.
miles an hour again, a little low. Showing some power though is Diaz. Each team with 7 hits so far today. HarbourCats leading 2-1 on the strength of a 2-run 5th. Diaz, a big strike there, 89 miles an hour.
Working ahead 1-2 on Williams. Lots of strikes from Diaz. Good to see from the back end of your bullpen.
And Roberts goes around for the 3rd strike. That's 2 out now, and that brings up to the plate Jace McKinney, the first baseman.
Both outs via strikeout for Diaz. He has 18 of those now in 14 innings pitched.
Diaz showing some heat today in the 90 mile an hour range.
Jace McKinney steps in 1 for 3.
Fouls off the first one. Just over the grandstand roof for strike 1.
It's been a pretty simple game. Cowlitz got 1 in the 3rd. The HarbourCats 2 in the 5th, and that's all she wrote.
Big strike by Jace McKinney. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, as they say. Looks like Diaz is settling in very nicely. Throwing the heat. 0-2 the count with 2 out in the top of the 8th inning.
Crowd getting into it.
Jace McKinney ready to receive the next offering. Swings and it hits it straight to first base. Harrison Bragg with the easy out, short hop. That ends the inning. So after the top of the inning, after the top of the 8th inning, it's the HarbourCats 2, the Black Bears 1. You're watching the HarbourCats Game of the Week on Shaw TV. Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park, this Canada Day matinee game. Your Victoria HarbourCats hosting the Cowlitz Black Bears, the 3rd of a 3-game series. Steve Duffy along with Jonathan Hodgson. And Jonathan, we go into the bottom of the 8th inning with the HarbourCats up 2-1.
The Cats have one more chance to add on to their 2-1 lead, and they're the right part of the order to do it. 3, 4, and 5. Vansaw, Bragg, and then PJ Porter are scheduled.
Nick Strange still on the hill for the Cowlitz Black Bears. He's pitching in relief of Nico Teleshay, another right-hander. And at the plate for the HarbourCats is Hunter Vansaw. He's had a good day today.
Vansaw is 2 for 3 with a double and a single.
Woke up those fans with the seats right behind the plate there. The ball bouncing off the board wall for 0-2. The count on Vansaw. Here's the pitch. Vansaw hits. It's slicing foul to left. So it's one hops over the fence off the left field side, and the count stays at 0-2.
Clean defense today for the HarbourCats. after committing 4 errors in last night's game.
Still came out with the win late. Vansaw fouls another one back. Count stays at 0-2. Flag's kind of blowing left to out at the center left field position. Blowing to the left, and then they seem to shift around, blowing out, so that might help a guy like Vansaw who likes to not pull it too much. He's fouling off to left, though, and putting dents in cars in the parking lot.
We've already seen some impressive opposite field power for Vansaw, including an opposite field home run. So definitely a guy that can go to all fields.
Hitting .318 out of Mississippi State. The count still 0-2. With none out in the bottom of the 8th. Vansaw made solid contact with the ball, but it goes straight to the center fielder, Kona Quiggle, who makes a nice diving catch. He had to run a lot of distance to get that one and made the nice, almost Kevin Pillar style catch.
That was a nice play from Kona Quiggle coming in and to his left, a long run for that sinking line drive. Was able to glove it on the dive, put a star on that play. It'll bring in Harrison Bragg.
Harrison Bragg for his 4th at-bat of the game. The big guy settles in to receive the first offering from Nick Strange. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 by Bragg.
Bragg 0 for 3. Came in hitting .421.
I think I fouled off the umpire's right arm. He's walking a bit gingerly, shaking it off. These guys are in harm's way when they're calling these games, that's for sure. Not just the players, but the officiating staff. No matter what the sport, whether it be hockey, lacrosse, baseball, soccer, you know, a lot of people vilify the referees or the umpires, but they got a tough job. It's a thankless job, and they don't have the benefit of replay, a lot of them these days, and they have to make the call on the spot and do it correctly.
And there's an unspoken communication between catchers and umpires in the game. You see when an umpire gets a piece taken out of him by a foul ball, immediately the catcher gets up, goes to the mound, gives the umpire some time.
Yep.
And the umpires will do the same to the catchers.
Harrison Bragg takes a ball outside. So the count now 2-0 on Bragg. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Give the HarbourCats up 2-1. Bragg pops it up, but it's going to land on top of us. There you go. Clunk.
Hopefully on the roof.
That's
on
what I
top
meant.
Of us, not us.
Just listening for the clunk on the roof, and there it was. 2-1 to count now on Harrison Bragg, 6'4" first baseman for the HarbourCats, hitting .421 out of Mississippi State. He's a fun guy to watch. He's got that big stretch at first for those high throws. He's a big target. A couple of nights ago, he made a catch. He just hung his toenail on the bag to make the out. Chop ball to short. Quick throw and relay to first is in time, and Bragg grounds out. I guess you could call a high chopper a ground out. That brings it to 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. And up at the plate is number 42, DJ Porter, who came in at DH for Kevin Collard.
Niles Nygaard has impressed for short today, and he does again on that ground ball off the bat of Bragg. Here's DJ Porter, who popped out to first base his first time.
Takes the ball inside. In the late stages of this game now, the HarbourCats for a long time trailed 1-0 until they put 2 across in the 5th. Porter pops it up. It looks like it's going to the first base bag side of second, and there's the out, and the side is retired. In order, Vansaw, Bragg, and Porter going out. So that ends the top of the 8th inning. Or the bottom of the 8th, I should say, with the HarbourCats leading the Cowlitz Black Bears 2-1. You are watching the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Royal Athletic Park and your Shaw TV HarbourCats game of the week as we enter the top of the ninth with the HarbourCats up 2-1, and the HarbourCats have a new pitcher. Here's Jonathan to tell you all about it.
Taking over for the top of the ninth is Travis Kuhn. Kuhn, his 12th appearance, has 5 saves, 1.72 ERA, 15 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 6 walks, 18 strikeouts. He appeared in last night's game, earning the save, going a scoreless inning on 1 hit, 1 walk with 1 strikeout.
Pinch hitting now for Cowlitz, Matt Asta taking over at catch for Marco Valenzuela. And Asta is looking at a 1-1 count already with Travis Kuhn on the hill for the HarbourCats, trying to put this one away, hoping to make it a quick 3-up, 3-down inning as they are up 2-1 in the top of the ninth.
Asta coming off his sophomore year at Gateway College in Arizona.
Fouls it off for strike 2. Travis Kuhn, right-hander out of San Diego, on the hill for the HarbourCats, their 4th pitcher of the day, coming in relief of Indigo Diaz.
Diaz was very good in the 8th inning, as good as we've seen him all year. A scoreless inning on 1 hit with 2 strikeouts.
And called out was Matt Asta. Not happy about it. We just announced the attendance today, 1,749. Not that bad. It is a Canada Day after all, a matinee, lots of other stuff going on in town after last night's crowd of almost 3,500 for fireworks night. But 1,749 at Royal Athletic Park for this one today. The 3rd game of this series between these two ball clubs, the HarbourCats hoping to make it a 3-game sweep up 2-1 in the top of the ninth. At the plate now is Dave Stankiewicz. The second baseman takes a high ball 1.
Stankiewicz 0 for 2 with a walk.
Kuhn offering up an 89-mile-an-hour fastball for called strike. So 1-1 the count with 1 out. We're in the top of the ninth. HarbourCats hoping to shut this thing down in this half of the inning. A bit high for ball 2 at 90 miles per hour. 2-1 the count now.
A win would be the HarbourCats' 5th win in a row. A loss would be Cowlitz' 6th loss in a row.
And fouling it away is Dave Stankiewicz. Count 2-2 now. Fouls it off to the left-hand side into the street beside Royal Athletic Park. Vancouver Street. Flag still fluttering, blowing out from center field. Out. And did he go around? The umpire says he did. So that's an out, the second out of the inning. Dave Stankiewicz goes down. The potential game-ending out, Ryan Kim coming to the plate now. 2 out in the top of the ninth inning. Ryan Kim at the plate for the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Kim 1 for 3, singled in the 7th inning. Travis Kuhn, among the West Coast League leaders, looking for his 6th save of the season.
Kuhn would like to put Kim away because coming up is the top of the order, Devlin Granberg, who is a power hitter for Cowlitz. Strike 1 called on Ryan Kim. Devlin Granberg, though, accounting for all of the Black Bears scoring with a big towering solo shot in the 3rd inning. Strike 2 for Kim, for 1 strike away from ending this ball game. And a HarbourCats potential sweep. I say potential because it ain't over yet. We've seen what happens late in other games. But the crowd anticipating 1 more strike, and that will end this thing. Just missed. A groan from the crowd for ball one. 1-2 the count, 2 out, top of the ninth. HarbourCats leading 2-1. And the crowd now getting into it. They want to go celebrate Canada Day. Outside for ball 2. So 2's right across the scorecard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ryan Kim hanging in, watching carefully. He does not want to be the game-ending out. And of course, Travis Kuhn would love him to be the game-ending out. Here's the pitch. Swing to short, or to second. The relay to first, and the game is over. As Ryan Kim grounds out to second, and the HarbourCats pick up their 5th win in a row, sweeping the series with the Cowlitz Black Bears, who took an early lead in the 3rd inning on 1-0 on a solo home run by Devlin Granberg, but then put 2 across in the bottom of the 5th to take the victory. Jonathan?
Final lines for today's game. The HarbourCats winning with 2 runs on 7 hits. Cowlitz 1 run on 7 hits with 2 errors. The HarbourCats sweep the series, winning all 3 games by 1 run. The winner today is Adam McKillican. He improves to 4-0 on the year with 6 1/3 innings of 1-run baseball. The HarbourCats are up to 15-13 overall, but more relevant, they are 1-0 in the second half. Meanwhile, Cowlitz slips back to 9-15 as they are still finishing their first half. Handshakes between the 2 teams at the end of the series. The HarbourCats' next action is Monday at 5 p.m. Note the start time, 5 p.m. on Monday for a non-league game against the Victoria Mavericks. Their return to league play in Kelowna on Tuesday, and the next home series is July 7 to 9 against the Bend Elks. Many thanks for watching on the Shaw TV HarbourCats Game of the Week. Jonathan Hodson and Steve Duffy. Steve, once again, a pleasure working with you.
A pleasure working with you, Jonathan, and happy Canada Day. We get to work and live in the best country in the world, watching America's pastime.
Happy birthday, Canada. HarbourCats win 2-1.